Yo, what is up guys? It is me, NLG here, with episode 27 of the NYCW series. We didn't run a show last month because, had to build up a bit of money for this show. Last show, Tracy Williams beat Chris Dickinson to become heavyweight champion, and the war between Josh Briggs and Jacob Fatu looks like it is most certainly heating up. We come at you live with the King of New York tonight. Both nights, night 1, night 2, Tetsuya Naito. He's not here, but he'll be watching online. Let's go. We kick things off in front of 431 people with a decent match which sees Josh Briggs defeat Davey Vega in 11:47 by pinfall with the Maroon 5. Davey Vega's debuted a gimmick, and I don't know why, because nothing's changed with him. Vega gets a 44, Briggs gets a 43, gets a crowd hotter and the show off to a strong start. Josh Briggs advances to round 2, but wait a minute, as he's leaving the ring, he gets blindsided by the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu, who attacks him. He hits some big side kicks, takes out the ribs. He throws him into a ring post, into the barricades, and he starts stamping away on the skull of Josh Briggs. Briggs is laid left out. He's out cold. He's got to be seen to by about 4 EMTs who we have at the show just in case of moments like this. And Fatu walks to the back, very smug, as Josh Briggs is carried out on a very big stretcher. Gets a crowd hotter though, so those dirty bastards love watching men beat up other men. We then get a 44 where in a decent match, Trevor Lee, former WWE superstar, defeats Brent Banks in 10:57 by pinfall with a small package driver. Trevor Lee, the newest star in Ring of Honor on this, gets a below average rating on his arrogant heel gimmick. They don't seem to click and are made for an awkward bout. Trevor Lee gets a 49 to Brent's 30. Brent Banks, it's not going brilliant for him. Yeah, his ratings aren't quite where I want them to be. We then have a 45D when a decent match. Trevor Lee's friend Andrew Everett defeats Tessa Blanchard in 13:02 by pinfall with a shooting star press. Tessa was really off her game, getting a 31 as Everett gets a 49 and improves in performance, which is lovely from Andrew Everett. He could have a big 2021, or well, not really. There's like 3 more shows left this year, but he could get some good wins going for them if he has a good show today. We then have a 40D minus where Darga defeats Kurt Stallion in 13:16 by pinfall with the Darga suplex. Stallion with a 23, Darga with a 43. I expected much better from Kurt Stallion there, but hey ho, you can't win them all. But Darga can, as he's won here tonight. We'll see him in the second show of this episode. So we then get a 42D when a decent match. The former heavyweight champion Chris Dickinson defeats Shazza McKenzie in 15:11 by pinfall with a Falcon Arrow. Shazza with a 30, so she's getting a little better. Dickinson with a 46, which is lovely to see from our former heavyweight champion there. Eli Everfly then is in action next. He gets a 38 as he loses to Matt Sydal in 13:04 with a shooting star press. Another match that would be a really good match in real life. I'd love to see that. So gets a crowd buzzing. Sydal with a 61. Ever impressive is Sydal. And ever impressive is Everfly. Look at that. Rolls off the tongue. Just rolls off the tongue. That's the match tonight so far. Is then Matt Sydal shakes Eli's hand, calls him the future of NYCW, tells everyone to watch out because he is America's next breakout star. And then, in what I believe will be the main event, no, it's not, never mind. Wait, what? Oh, I said I'd lift the crowd instead of steal the show? Bollocks. In a decent match, Matt Fitchett pins Space Monkey in 13:06 by pinfall with a water for elephants. Fitchett seemed off his game, getting a 55, Space Monkey with a 42. Imagine how much better that would have been if Fitchett wasn't off his game, and if I didn't absolute bollocks up the match aim. And now, with our main event of the evening, in a 55C minus, in a decent match, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, defeats Mr. Athletic Jeff Cobb in 16:40 by pinfall with a moonsault. Jeff Cobb, Ring of Honor superstar Jeff Cobb, gets a 46 as Fatu gets a 57 with an impressive victory there for Jacob Fatu, who advances to tomorrow night's show. 55 C- there. It's a good show. We'll praise Jacob Fatu. We'll praise Matt Seidel because he did excellent. Did anyone else have a really good performance there? I think it's going to be Matt Fitchett that gets the praise. So, there we are. That is night 1 of the King of New York tournament complete. We've got night 2 very shortly, and it's going to be very big. We have some big matches, we have some debuts, and I'll see you guys for it in just a second. And so, here we are. Night 2 of the King of New York tournament, 431 people. Jacob Fatu opens the show by stating that Josh Briggs should never show his face at an NYCW show ever again. He says that one little attack, after all the big talking that Josh Briggs has done, one little attack and Josh Briggs is out of action. He has to forfeit the tournament, and now instead of fighting Josh Briggs, Jacob Fatu has to fight someone else. So let's just find out who this guy is so that he can beat him. Hang on, I've just fucked up. Oh my god, I've just fucked up. I have just absolutely fucked up this tournament. Right then. Okay, I'm gonna have to give you guys a little behind the scenes tour here, because I forgot to do one little thing, which I'm gonna do right now, which fucks up the entire episode because you can see what's going on. I'll quickly write this little bit out. Isn't this awkward? Right, we'll do that. We'll do that. There we go. Just all the way down here, you can see the match card, including all the surprises, but who cares? There we go. Jacob Fatu cut a promo. Wow, I can't believe he'd say all of that. Jacob Fatu beats Joey Janela in 12:31 with a moonsault to advance to the final. Gee whiz, wow, what a match. Tell you what, Jacob Fatu's doing bits here. He's really been brilliant. Oh my god, it's Josh Briggs. He attacks Jacob Fatu. Who could have ever saw that coming? Josh Briggs beats the shit out of Jacob Fatu, and it looks like Jacob Fatu might have to withdraw from the tournament as well. And I'm shocked that Josh Briggs got to do that, because obviously Jacob Fatu did hurt him. Josh Briggs does have a concussion, he can't compete, so his head is a little bit loopy, but he catches Fatu by surprise, beats the piss out of him. Night night Jacob Fatu. Great angle as well. We then have a 56 C- when a decent match, Trevor Lee defeats Andrew Everett in 18:25 by pinfall with an orange crust to advance to the final of the King of New York tournament. Solid match there, Trevor Lee did quite well. Everett improves in Rumble. So yeah, the two best friends battle each other. We then have a 49D+ when a decent match, Chris Dickinson defeats Dogger in 14:48 by pinfall with a Liger Bomb. Dickinson with a 48 to Dogger's 44. And I can announce that will be Dogger's final MICW appearance for the foreseeable future. As I said, I want to cut back budget-wise. I haven't done that for this show, but it's King of New York, you know, it's our big show. We're allowed to do what we want on this one. We then have a 70C+ when about that had great wrestling and good heat. Matt Seidel defeats Matt Fitchett in 15:19 by pinfall with the Shooting Star Press. Fitchett with the 57 to the Victor's 65 as Fitchett improves in technical. These two guys put on absolute magic every time they step in the ring against each other, and you just love to see it. We then have a 38D- when about that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. In a non-tournament matchup, Shazza McKenzie gets a victory over Shimmer Wrestling's Santana Garrett in 13:51 by pinfall with a Shaztastic Stunner. Shazza with a 29 to Santana's 39, and again, Shazza McKenzie, she's just not improving, and it is really sad to see. We then have a 55C- where Tracy Williams issues an open challenge for the heavyweight title. He says that he didn't want to miss out on the fun of King of New York, If he can't be in the tournament, he still wants to be on the show. So he issues out an open challenge to anyone that can defeat him. And who answers the open challenge but MCW's Aerial Assassin. And in a good match, Hot Sauce Tracy Williams retains a gold, defeating Will Ospreay in 1609 by pinfall with the pile driver to successfully defend and retain the gold. Tracy with a 47, Ospreay with a 59. Williams was visibly tyrant towards the end, which got the crowd buzzing that match though, so it's not all bad. As then the main event, I can announce Jacob Fatu, as you might be able to guess, has been ruled out of commission. Oh, he's going to miss the final, which just leaves it as an elimination bout between Chris Dickinson, Matt Sydal, and Trevor Lee. Can Trevor Lee end his debut weekend here with a big tournament win? Can Matt Sydal win King of New York for the first time? Or will we see Chris Dickinson go 2 in a row with this tournament? Well, in a 59C, in a good match, Matt Sydal defeats Chris Dickinson and Trevor Lee in 23:49. The order of elimination was Trevor Lee first, then Chris Dickinson. Matt Sydal is the King of New York. I will say that was meant to be Shane Strickland, but his contract expired like a week ago and I forgot about it. So, yeah, Strickland's not here anymore. I didn't realise until the day of night 1, so sick. But yeah, Dickinson with a 46, Sydal gets a 58, Lee gets a 54. Dickinson eliminates Trevor Lee after Sydal hits him with a shooting star press. He drags him up, Liger Bomb, 1, 2, 3. Then Dickinson and Sydal fight for about 4 or 5 minutes. Big man, little man. In the end, the little man gets the win with the shooting star press. Matt Sydal will main event our next show against Tracy Williams with the gold on the line. Matt Sydal, I've got to say, he deserves it. Like, that man, ever since he's arrived, he has been absolutely brilliant. I'm going to praise Fatu instead of Trevor Lee, since Trevor Lee's not here anymore. Trevor Lee was only brought in for the weekend. If we can get him in the future, I would love to. However, the problem with it is he's like 880 right now, and for us that's kind of a lot. I feel like Matt Sydal, you know, Strickland's gone now, Darga's going, but Matt Sydal, as great as he is, I feel like he's probably got a few months left, and we're going to use him no, he's got more than that actually. He's got a bit more than that left on his contract, but basically what I'm trying to say is he won't be on every show. He might win the championship, he might not, but he won't be main eventing quite every show because money. So if we look here, there's some news. Eddie Kingston might be staying at AIW. I'm sure you all care so much about virtual AIW. Loads of people's just left after loans and their little month-long contract. If we look here, you can see King of New York's prestige has went up that little bit more since our 92A tournament. That's an 85B plus championship. I'll do a quick little auto push, but one thing I want to show you guys quickly is Impact Wrestling. Don't worry, they've not died like AEW did, but Scott D'Amore, he really has been doing bits, because if you look at this, if we click here, we'll go all the way down to worker signings. In the last few months, that man has done bits. He signed Cody Rhodes, who recently had AEW die, unfortunately, got bought out by WWE. Sammy Guevara, and the best thing about them signing Sammy Guevara is that not just is he a main eventer, but if you look, he was in ROH, and he'd not been there long, but he was very protected. He beat everyone. So, yeah, they've took him from there. They've signed Chris Sabin, they've brought him back. Brought James Storm back. They've brought Rhett Titus in for some reason. One of the Young Bucks. They've brought in Pentagon Jr., Naomi, Bailey. Alex Shelley's back, so they've got the machine guns. They've stolen Noam Dar as well from NXT UK. And the interesting thing about that is that if we look here, NXT UK have become the second biggest company in the world despite only being regional. it's mind-blowing, but it's absolutely hilarious. Also, Alex Shane has started a company called National Wrestling Association. Don't know where I've heard a company like that before. Very, very unique name for a promotion, that is. If we look here, we have shit the bed financially. We now owe $4,000 to debt collectors, so we'll not be running a show this month, so we can make it back through sponsorships. And if we look at the size, we are now up to 21 E- popularity. So if we stay there, then we're going to get those few extra faces through the door. Thank you all for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you very shortly for 28, where Tracy Williams faces Matt Seidel for the first time ever.